The implications of climate change for Kenya are real. We're reading from our newspapers, we see it every day when we go to visit our projects on the ground. We see people who've gone through days without food. We see people whose pattern of agricultural production has changed. If this is not addressed, we are going to see massive change in lifestyles, massive cause of suffering to the livelihoods of these people, and especially the local people.
In the 70s and 80s, before climate change became a reality, people knew that by the 15th of March, the rainfall would be starting, the long rains would be starting. By the 15th of October, the short rains would be starting. The situation is not the same now. There's quite a bit of variability.
One of the major gaps is lack of data. There's some data, yes, but it's not put together in a manner that someone can easily access and use.
Systems that are being developed, such as SLEEK, are extremely important at this time to help these county governments and the national government to have this data that they highly need to inform those decisions that they need to make to combat climate change and improve the livelihoods of its people.
So SLEEK came about through a long and detailed and robust engagement between experts across the Kenyan land sector, bringing together expertise in soil and in forest and in crop. And they came together and they identified the need for this system. And that was reflected in government policy and in the government of Kenya's ambitions.
SLEEK has come in at a very handy time because it is getting all this data, nutrient data, status of nutrients, and putting it up into one big model. Farmers can access and use and know that, okay, in this region, this is the kind of nutrients that you expect. And so this is what I need to do to get an improved yield.
It's going to inform us with a lot of confidence what leader we have on the ground, that is one. And two, is also going to inform us in terms of what type of management systems we have to put in place so that we can now address the shortfalls wherever they are. So SLEEK is coming in doing what we should have done many years back, but unfortunately has not been done, and this is the time that we are doing it.
I work with the Clinton Climate Initiative in Nairobi for the REAL program. REAL stands for Restoring Ecosystems and Landscapes. We're heading towards Aberdare. We're going to a place called Kipipiri, which is in the Aberdare Ranges. We are going to look at a project that we are implementing in collaboration with our partner, the Greenbelt Movement. It's part of REAL's work on community-led forestry and transforming livelihoods through access to micro-enterprises and really engaging them in being better custodians of the forest ecosystem that they live in.
Haha jetako dirango macharia jenga haha ne kiano guti nazare twecirie tundu twoka guku ithue kwari mutito thutha guikaranga ri tukiona miti ni undu ni irathira twamenyithio wega miti niyo itumaga riera riagire na niyo itumaga mai maingire na niyo irehaga mbura.
The farmers here face very many challenges. Broadly and more globally is climate change. They have been affected by changes in their climate and the climate patterns that they're used to. And more closer to home, I would say, is the degradation that goes on in the forest, which ultimately affects their livelihoods and their sources of income.
Trees play a very important role on the farmlands. You realize that in this country we do not use a lot of fertilizer, maybe because of the farmers are resource poor. So the trees help, one, in controlling the soil erosion, which means the topsoil that we have on the farms is not washed away. Where the trees are, they are able to provide the crops with the proper nutrients that they require.
Ndina mwihoko ucio nera maundu ni megucenjia tondu undu uria tureka ri ni wa gukuria na wa kurigiriria kiria kirathukia riera uguo maundu ni megucenjia.
Behind me, you can see the degraded landscape that there is. It goes without saying the work that the community members are doing has a direct effect on the improvement of the ecosystem and restoring the degraded landscapes.
One of the reasons for being optimistic in Kenya is the fact that we can see that a biggest percentage of the local people have been empowered at the local level to receive information and data that is enabling them to make decisions to address the problems and the challenges that affect them.
All that pulled together, be able to give all the different people who are, including the policy makers, a very clear direction to put in place policies that will inform or regulate how land is used and managed in this country.
Despite the challenges, we have many opportunities for Kenya towards fighting climate change. There's a great opportunity to restore critical and important ecosystem services that provide livelihoods to the millions of people in Kenya. We can improve our food productivity, we can restore our water resources, and ultimately combat these impacts of climate change.